Black Ops 7 just got revealed, and I have some serious concerns. Let's talk about it. Well, guys, like the intro says, Black Ops 7 has just been revealed. It feels like we have been waiting forever for this moment. I feel like they got announced like in July or June that this Gamescom event was going to be coming up on August 19th. It's finally here. It's a couple hours after. And all the news is kind of piled in. All the people that got to play the game early have tweeted out their information. Charlie Intel has done their thing. We saw the little presentation by Call of Duty. And so now I wanted to soak in all that information and give you my honest thoughts and feedback on what we saw today. And I'm not going to lie, I'm a little bit concerned. As a longtime Call of Duty fan, the reception that I got today on stream was pretty much 50-50. I might be being a little kind with that in terms of like people that were excited for the game and then people that were spamming LLL. I know one of the top comments in the Call of Duty trailer is like, this trailer made me want to buy Battlefield 6. And I'm like, oh no. So let's dive into a couple things that this game is bringing. But also, I just want to do a quick reminder. This, to me, as a classic COD guy, is really reminding me of the Infinite Warfare release. I know I said it last video. Infinite Warfare was disliked to high heavens when that game came out, and Battlefield 1 was just cruising. And again, they had to do a little COD 4 remastered because I think they were going to lose that year. And you probably saw the thumbnail. The dislike bar right now is approaching the same idea. There's like 16,000 likes and 40,000 dislikes on the video, on the trailer as of right now. So that is not good, ladies and gentlemen. That is not good at all. But I want to talk about first, I want to talk about the positives of what I see, because I'm trying to be a glass half full kind of guy from a Call of Duty perspective. Reminder, I love this franchise, so take my word as a grain of salt if you want, but I think I am going to be pretty unbiased on this, because I think Call of Duty needs to be very careful right now. They need to be very careful, or they might lose their crown as the top FPS. So let's go over a couple things. You've probably seen this already. We got a bunch of new maps. We got, obviously, the classic maps are coming back. Raid, Hijack, Standoff, I think is the three that they're bringing in. A bunch of new weapons, obviously weapons that are coming back, the PDW, the M8. I think there was other ones, the Peacekeeper. It's a lot of nostalgia throwing in there, but they also were very aware of this, and they said, we want to do new stuff. And I think that's the biggest thing going positive for this game right now is there's 16 6v6 maps. And I know 3 of them are remakes, but when's the last time we've gotten 16 6v6 maps at launch? It has been a long time. It's either they try to keep like gunfight in there, or they try to do like strike maps, and it's just like, no, 6v6 maps, please. So I think that's very important. Now I want to talk about campaign first, because I was really nervous about the campaign being absolutely a botched job, but from what I've seen, it seems like it's going to be an enjoyable experience. Okay, so we obviously have Mason, we have Harper, we have Menendez seem to be controlling some mine things, and we kind of knew this, but I feel like now we know that the campaign missions are linear. They advertised this today as linear, which means you go from point A to point B, how Call of Duty campaigns have always been. And there's no, from what I've seen, open combat missions like MW3 and Black Ops 6 had, which is amazing. I'm still one of those guys that enjoys the campaign every single year. And I actually am really excited. This is going to be a co-op campaign. Again, Treyarch's the only one that does this. They did it in BO3 and they did it in World at War, allowing you to play a 4-person campaign. I think that that's going to be really fun. And it's going to be linear. And it's going to be back to the basics, and hopefully it ties in with BO2 properly. We get this great sequel. So I'm optimistic about the campaign. Okay, I'm optimistic. Now, there is one thing that they added, and I want to make sure I get this correctly while I'm filming this. The end game, once you're done the campaign, okay, something called the end game unlocks, and that is a 1v32 player PvE experience in Avalon, and it's a replayable mission that you can experience after the campaign. So think about like World at War with when you beat the campaign, you got zombies. So when you beat the campaign, you're going to get access to this, and you're going to do some extraction thing. That's where you see the suits coming in, where they're flying in, and if you die, you lose all your gear and you got to restart. Now I have no idea what that means. I don't even know if I'll even play it. I'll probably try it one time. So I'm just not a fan of PvE experience. I'm just not. So the positive is we're getting a brand new campaign with new missions, new areas, no open world, linear. And I think if you're a campaign person and you still play it, this should be at least, you should be optimistic about this, I think. And again, reminder, comment down below your opinions on this. If you think this game looks like trash, let me know, because we're going to talk about that at the end of the, we're going to go over the negatives here at the end. Don't worry, we're going to cover them, because I have a ton of concerns. So let's quickly go into the multiplayer. And multiplayer, like I said, 16 6v6 maps, which is huge. By the way, Raid looks fantastic. They actually redid it in a way where, you know, I think it was set in Japan, they said, and the color scheme, they really did showcase the color scheme of these maps, and it does look just like Cold War. Very colorful, very vibrant. Again, very positive. I think this is a positive thing. Alaska is the map that I want to play, with the Borealis style looking map. Incredible looking. So let's go over a quick few things of what's going on in the game that I think is positive, and then we'll kind of go over what I see as being a little bit of an issue. Number one, there's no doors. So MW19 introduced those. They are officially gone. Doors are gone. Amen. They're gone. Now, I think there's still supposed to be a couple automatic ones, kind of like Frequency and Black Ops 4. But none of them where you can open and close them, hide behind them. No tac sprint. Okay, this is a very big positive. No tac sprint. If you want to have tac sprint, you're going to have to take away a perk and use it. Again, another mechanic that MW19 brought in. Now, Omni movement wise, they said that there's going to be some sort of next level Omni movement. And obviously that is going to be the wall bouncing and like the super jump kind of thing. I think the super jump is only campaign actually. So let me strike that, reverse it. It's just going to be wall bouncing. And the studio head also said that they're toning down the way you move a little bit. So we're toning down the sprint, the tac sprint, turning it off. I think the Omni movement's not going to be as crazy. And really, they're just adding the wall bouncing. To me, I feel like that was part of the problem with Black Ops 6. It was so scramble-brained. The maps were so small. The game was so fast-paced that it didn't give you a chance to breathe. So if this game has bigger maps with a little bit of a toned-down Omni movement, I'm kind of for that. I think that's probably the move they should have made in BO6, but they didn't. So another thing that I think about too is, from what I saw from a couple of these multiplayer quick cutscenes, to me it looks like Black Ops 3. And I know I was getting roasted for this a little bit. A lot of people were defending me on the live stream, but to me it looks like Black Ops 3. The HUD is like a mixture of BO2 and Black Ops 3. Black Ops 3 was one of my favorite multiplayer of all time. It was one of my favorite multiplayer games. It was very, dude, it was so balanced. It was so fun. There were so many weapons to use. And they really need to make sure that that is part of the story here. Now, specialist bonus is returning. There's some other things like loopable streaks, which is a perk. I think that's very interesting. Pretty much they made a lot of those things that we kind of liked and maybe didn't like a perk. So like if you're a guy that likes tac sprinting, you're going to have to use a perk. If you want to like loopable streaks, you're going to have to use a perk. I'm okay with that. And another thing that they added with multiplayer, Delta Force has been doing this. I don't know if anybody plays Delta Force. I have not quite yet, but I've seen a system that they did, which I think is fantastic. When you get a gun build, for example, let me say I make the Peacekeeper and I got this awesome build and I think it's easily like, guys, you got to see this. It's meta, blah, 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 blah. Instead of me having to explain it and give you the attachments little by little, each gun is going to have like this unique code that you can go like, hey, Bob, type in A2468, and then the gun is built right away for them. I think these are very positive changes. I think they're great changes. Black Ops 6, like I just said, over time became an awful Call of Duty to me. And I almost forgot. Speaking of why I thought Black Ops 6 was an awful Call of Duty was the way they managed content. And they've already come out and said in this little season of time here that Black Ops 6 or Black Ops 7 is going to have the weekly challenges, the weekly blueprints, the weekly things to unlock, just like Modern Warfare 3 did. And reminder, Modern Warfare 3 was one of the best post-launch games we've ever gotten. If you didn't play it, you probably missed some good stuff. And again, these are now live service games. So guess what? You gotta treat them like that. You gotta give these people content. That's why if you want to copy Fortnite so bad, you better be mimicking the amount of content they give you. So that to me, I think the multiplayer I actually think it looks fun. Now, again, it's going to be a paid chill thing. I'm just a Call of Duty fan at heart. And that is what it is. But let's go cover zombies real quick, and then we'll get to my negative section here at the end. Zombies, to me, I'm definitely going to give this a try. I hope that they bring back classic zombies. They really didn't mention much on zombies from what I see. Just the fact that it looks like it's going to be a transit style map. It could be a transit remaster. I'm actually going to type in zombies as we speak and just make sure I'm getting all the news, because I'm not a big zombies guy, but I definitely want to try it. Yeah, okay, so it's the largest map ever with a wander vehicle that you can actually drive. And it's going to be the original crew and the BO6 crew. If you're zombie people, good for you. Awesome. I'm sure you're happy. My goal is to play more zombies content this year. And I forgot one more thing. Okay, I got one more thing. Actually, they tie into all three instances here. There is going to be a camo grind for every single mode in the game. Campaign, multiplayer, zombies, Warzone. I believe there is two or four mastery camos for each game mode. And again, I think that's an awesome move. If this game wasn't so negatively received, I think people would be jumping for joy that we're getting camo grinds like that. I mean, some people's content in Call of Duty is normally just camo grinding. So, with all that said, I will say this. I am pleasantly surprised at how well they kind of, I don't know how they did these. They made them both at the same time. They literally revealed that today, that they made BO6 while making BO7 and just cut the stuff that people didn't like about BO6 and made it into BO7, which also gives you the ammunition, if you're a hater of Call of Duty, that this does feel like another one of those DLC instances where it's an MW2 and MW3. So I guess I get it. I definitely get it. But let's talk about why none of this matters if they don't have a few things fixed in this game. It's the age-old question, guys. It really is. How sweaty will this game be? Let's start off with that one. I don't want to lose you. Bear with me. There's other examples I have after this one. How sweaty will this game be? Now, like I said, the mechanics seem to be slowed down a little bit, but there is wall bouncing. And I can tell you from this perspective, the amount of chats that said people were going to be playing Battlefield 6, not only in my comments, not only in Swag's comments, not only in J-God's comments, not only in Call of Duty's comments, there's a lot. And I'm nervous that the casual player this year is just going to ignore Call of Duty completely. They're going to go, you know what? I'm not wasting any money on it. Maybe I'll try it on Game Pass and I'll just go play Battlefield. I'll spend my $70 on Battlefield, because Battlefield's already come out and said, we're going to keep cosmetics true to the game. The game is it's slower paced. It's a lot more military COD 4 style. Everybody has a role. So like if you suck at the game, you suck at shooting, you can go, you know what? I'm going to be a medic. I'm going to be a medic this game and be completely fine. I'm still going to help out the team. I'm still going to get score. And I think that's going to really, really resonate with the casual audience, And I just see Battlefield learning from all their mistakes. They learned from everything they did wrong about Battlefield 2042, and they went, okay, we're going to flip it on its head. We're going to listen to the community, and we're going to do our thing. So that's my first thing I'm nervous about. Is skill-based matchmaking going to be super strict, or are they going to try to maybe match the intensity of Battlefield? Battlefield was one of the nicest games to go and play because you could just prop your feet up, chill, and you could still go 16-7 and just have fun, try different guns. When's the last time you can try different guns in Call of Duty? You got to be playing the Jackal PDW in Black Ops 6 or you're going to get smacked. So how are you going to adjust the matchmaking? Are you going to adjust the matchmaking? Because I can tell you right now from my experience, if this is going to be super, super strict matchmaking, and there's wall bouncing, and there's wall hopping, and there's omni movement, and there's this, and there's that, brother, your boy ain't gonna make it. Your boy ain't gonna make it the whole year again. It's gonna be a fall off just like it was in Black Ops 6 for me, where I started to realize, okay, this is a little bit too sweaty for me. I'm getting older in age. I still love Call of Duty. That's why I cover Call of Duty and play older games, but they're gonna have to do it. They're gonna have to loosen it. I think they're gonna lose players. I really do. And the elephant in the room is carry forward. Okay, this is a word that we have been introduced to in what, MW2? I guess it was first introduced into Vanguard because we didn't get to carry forward all of our stuff that we bought in those previous Call of Duties to MW2. MW2 introduced the carry forward with MW3 and Black Ops 6. And as of now, they are bringing back carry forward. And I know some of you guys immediately just went to the Call of Duty trailer, left a dislike, and said Call of Duty's dead. And you know what? I'm gonna be honest with you. You might have a point on that one. I'm gonna be straight up honest with you. COD shill, take the title away, man. I ain't a COD shill. I think this is their biggest mistake on this launch. I think this should have been one of their talking points, and them telling us, hey guys, we are not gonna do that. We heard the feedback from Black Ops 6. We are done. We are not carrying any of these bundles forward. We apologize if you spent money on the game, but that's kind of on you. You're kind of an idiot for buying the American Dad skin. Sorry. But we're not going to bring them to Black Ops 7. Black Ops 7 is going to be a futuristic game, and we're going to stick with that theme throughout the game. Imagine the praise they would have gotten. Now, I don't think people really care for the futuristic theme, but at least you're going to be true to the core game and say this is a futuristic shooter, and you're going to get what you get. So they came out, they said carry forward is going to be in season 1, and that means American Dad. That means Beavis and Butthead, and that means anime skins. They're all going to be in Black Ops 7. And I saw a funny meme. It was like Black Ops 7 launch day, and then it was like season 1, and then it was like the middle guy with like Beavis and Butthead behind him, and then like the guy from MW3, the little Teletubby skin. I'm like, oh no. And again, this is where you guys are right. The community is right here. Call of Duty is in the wrong. This is not the move. And I had somebody comment underneath my Twitter when I said this is a bad move. They're like, I bought this skin. I want to carry it over. I said, too bad. Do you remember Black Ops 2? When Ghost came out, we weren't crying that the Peacekeeper was left in Black Ops 2. We weren't crying that weaponized 115 was in BO2. If you wanted to go use those, go back and play BO2. So I'm really disappointed in this move by them. Now, I will give them a little props, but I'm going to be very cautious with this. They did say that they are monitoring feedback in the reveal. They're monitoring feedback. They see and hear us saying that the wacky skins are not something that we want to be a part of. And so let me tell you this, guys, use your voice. And I'm using mine right now. Do not allow this to be something that we accept, especially in future Call of Duties. Imagine they carry forward when we get Modern Warfare. I don't think there's any chance that they do that. But if they do, oh, we're chalked. We say in big doo-doo jaja. So they're monitoring it. So I put out a tweet. You know, they said feedback is wanted. I literally said, okay, if you want to bring carry forward over, leave the bundles, leave the collab skins, aka the American Dad, all those, leave them behind. Okay, if you don't want to leave them behind, you need to make a skin filter. I know this was like a meme thing that people were talking about, like it was kind of a rumor it was kind of a fake rumor. But that skin filter, if you're gonna have these skins, you guys can win. People will buy bundles, they'll see them themselves. Cool. But you know what? There's plenty of people that want to turn that filter on and just see basic stock soldiers. And again, you're gonna have people buy the game because they can turn that filter on. I promise you that they will. And I think that's going to be something that they really, really need to monitor. So there's your biggest problem. There's your two biggest problems with the game right now is how strict is skill-based matchmaking going to be? Because if it's strict, this game's going to die. And if the skins become prominent as they did in Black Ops 6, this game's going to fall off again. And I want to quickly, briefly touch on Warzone. I don't care. I know that's briefly touching on it. I feel like at this point, there's going to be a new entry into the Warzone period, and it's going to mess up the game for the first month because they got to integrate this and they got to integrate that. Like I said, it's time to move on, make it its own thing. Don't let these devs have to mess with it anymore. Warzone can go back to MW3 movement and mechanics and guns and have fun over there. You know, have fun. And Black Ops 7 can be its own entity as well. So I know a lot of you guys are probably like, what do you think we should do, T? Should we buy the game? I'm going to tell you, hold off on doing that. Don't pre-order. Don't do anything stupid. Wait till COD Next. They announced COD Next, I think is September 30th, which is where you'll see multiplayer gameplay and zombies gameplay. Now, I've been fortunate enough to go to the last 3. Right now, I'm not invited. So I'm just going to go on the record and tell you guys that. Another reminder that I'm not a COD chill. If I was a COD chill, I'd have that invite already booked and ready to go. So I am not invited as of right now. So my advice to you is speak up and talk about what you think this game needs. Also, wait for the gameplay to judge anything. I know there was little clips here and there today, but just hold off. And you know what? If this is not your year, don't buy it. Don't be the guy that's complaining about Call of Duty and then you buy it, you know, for $70. Go play another game this year. Go try Battlefield out, or wait for it to, you know, go Game Pass route and wait for it, or wait for it to drop in price. I think there's too many times and too many creators that I've watched over the years say, like, go, you know, talk with your wallet, but at the same time, it's just a money-making machine. So it's kind of tough to have that attitude. So I think it would be more likely like, hey, if you still enjoy Call of Duty, that's fine, but you need to speak up. Like, we don't want these skins. We want to go back to boots on the ground. But yeah, my honest thoughts are, let me be completely straight up honest with you. No baloney, no Call of Duty is back. I am excited for this game. I was, again, BO2 and BO3 are probably my 2 favorite multiplayer games. These seem to be combined. But again, it could all get ruined in the first month when Season 1 comes in and the skins are all over the place. Bundles are smacking you in the face in the store. The skill-based matchmaking is cranked through the roof. And there's a ton of bugs and glitches or something like that. So, you know what? That's kind of my thoughts. All of it. It was unfiltered. It was 25 minutes of me talking. Just another reminder for you guys. I am starting to play other games on a second channel. Just for like a break for my brain. So if you really enjoy my content and want to support me over there, it's Tdawg2. I'll put it in the description. But again, at the end of the day, I'm a Call of Duty guy, and I want to see this franchise thrive. I'm sure a lot of you do too, even though you may crap on the game in the comments and stuff like that. But let me know your thoughts, guys. Let me know your thoughts on the reveal. What were your honest opinions? Put all your feedback in the chat. I can type this and send this to a developer, so they'll see it. I'll be like, hey man, look at my comments. They've done it before with BO6, and I don't know if they listened, but BO7, let's try it again, man. But I hope you guys enjoy. Please subscribe if you're new. Leave a like. More Call of Duty content coming soon. I'm actually working on a kind of a funny video. It's going to be a little bit different than my normal style. Hopefully it does well, but that'll be out later in this week, maybe this weekend. But yeah, thank you guys for supporting the channel. Seriously, Black Ops 7 is coming soon. And if you want to watch another video, I guess go click over there. All right, we'll see you in the next one.